What's up, everybody? V Show here. Hope y'all getting all the love, peace, and respect you deserve today, because you fucking deserve it. Okay, now, I know that some of the things that I've said in regard to this whole New World Order thing and the way that I think things are going to go down, like I mentioned about how kids are going to be learning remotely because you see all the shit that's happening in schools. Like, I just saw something today where there was a 15-year-old, I forgot what state it was in, 15-year-old riding the school bus with other little kids. He beat up a 9-year-old girl. Somebody recorded it because one of the kids had a phone and they recorded it. And nobody helped this little girl. Everybody was over there like, yeah, laughing. And meanwhile, she's covering her head and he's punching her like bing, 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 bing. Then there's the issue where the teacher got shot, and then there's other teachers body slamming students. There's every time you turn around, there's something going on in school. So one of my predictions was that kids are going to start learning remotely because you can't keep going on like that, right? Another thing I said was about how we're going to have a different kind of policing. I think that, well, I know that in New York, before we left, there were a lot of cops retiring or just leaving the job. So with the ones that are left, we're hearing shit every day or every other day about them killing folks or, locking people up that aren't supposed to be locked up. Or then they're also letting people out on bond. They're letting violent felons out on bond. All right. There's a whole lot going on. And my instincts are telling me that whatever the universe has in plan for us is going to start ramping up really, really soon. Right? And something keeps telling me, and again, I hope I'm wrong, something keeps telling me that banks are going to start having issues. If you think about it, everything is electronic now. Okay? Everything. You can't go to the bank without having a bank card. Everything's electronic. Everything is electronic. Your TV is electronic. Your phone's electronic. You can't open a credit card without doing it on, there's got to be some kind of electronics in it, in the process. Everything's electronic. I mentioned in one of my prior reels, Terminator, how the machines took over. Something keeps telling me that when I get my my income tax and whatnot, I'm gonna have to put that money someplace besides a bank. Because one of the things I noticed too is that my bank accounts are all electronic. I don't have a landline bank. I don't, Chase and all of that. I don't. I do Cash App and Chime and shit like that. I noticed over the last couple of weeks that there's been glitches going on within those particular two. I can't speak for anybody else. Now, it could just be me, but maybe it's not. Something keeps telling me that it's not just me. Something keeps telling me that what I need to do is start withdrawing from those accounts and finding a different way to save my money. Now, keeping it in the house is not an option because I'm just not doing that. But something keeps telling me that these, especially the institutions that are just solely electronic, there's going to be a problem. People are going to start having problems accessing their money. I know it sounds crazy, y'all. Okay, it sounds crazy, but you know what? My instincts have not been wrong. Every time I get an instinct, and I don't listen to it, I end up regretting it. So I'm just going to pass this on to y'all. Be very careful with your money. Keep an eye on your money, because I get the feeling that it's not just going to be places like Chime and Cash App. Ooh, I got wrinkles in my foot. Wow, that's permanent. Yikes, that sucks. But something keeps telling me that we're going to have to find a different way to save our money. I mean, I could go further into it, but I mean, y'all probably already think I'm crazy anyway. But the crazy people are the ones that usually end up, we find out that those are the ones that speak the truth. You ever see like those, like a homeless person, and they always constantly talking about blah, 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 this is going to happen and all that? Listen to the crazy people. I'm telling y'all, something's going to happen where everything that you think is stable is going to end up not being stable. We're not going to be able to access our money. We're not going to be able to have a police force like what we have now. The schooling for the kids coming up is going to be different. There's going to be a lot of changes, y'all. There's going to be a lot of changes. Get ready for it. Start preparing yourself, okay? Because when I talk about Terminator, the movie, and the machines taking over, don't think I'm nuts. Think that maybe that's something that can possibly happen, because, I mentioned before, there's a lot of movies that are out where it's futuristic and it tells you what, or they tell you what could happen, or, whatever it is, it's a movie. It's not just a movie. These things are coming from somewhere. You think somebody just made this shit up? No. I honestly believe, all right, for instance, A Handmaid's Tale, written by Margaret Atwood many, many years ago, decades, scores ago. And in that book, there's an overthrow of the government. Look at what's happening in our government now. If you think it's impossible that it could be overthrown, wake up. There's a whole bunch of dissent over in D.C. So in Handmaid's Tale, there was a overthrow of the government. Another party took it over, not Democrat, not Republican, not independent. It was a whole different party that took over the government and created new laws and new rules. And one of the first things that they did was they attacked people's bank accounts. Women could not have a bank account unless it was in their husband's name or in their mate's name. It had to be under a man's name. And then they started changing the rules as far as the dress code and all of this stuff. Now, I don't know if it's going to go that far. It could. I don't think it's impossible. But something keeps telling me this bank thing is going to be one of the next things that's going to roll around, because I've never had problems with Chime or Cash App glitching the way that it's been glitching lately. If any of y'all have been experiencing glitching with your bank accounts, whichever accounts you have, let me know. Holla, and because I honestly don't think that I'm nuts. I mean, I'm crazy to a certain extent, but when it comes to stuff like this, my instincts have been keeping me alive for 58 years. And I don't think that I'm totally wrong. It may be different in a sense of, what's going to happen first or anything, but I'm telling y'all, something's going down. Something's going down. And I'm sharing what I feel, and I just feel like y'all need to just open your minds and stop taking everything for face value, because there's a hidden meaning in everything. Like I mentioned in Washington, there's a whole lot of dissent going on. This George Santos issue got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Not only that, but there's a division in the party. People are not digging Joe Biden right now. They already did January 6th last year. They tried to do an insurrection. You think they can't plan it a lot better? You think they not planning it a lot better? Don't think I'm crazy, y'all. It's very possible. And I'm just sharing what I think. And I think y'all need to just explore it and just act accordingly and be careful with your shit. Because we ain't finished. We ain't finished, y'all. Be out.